AskReddit. What is something that is universally a jerk move? When someone cuts in line. I once saw a guy get stabbed for cutting in line at a taco stand. No joke, it was some wild crap. People would commonly cut in line at this place. I always said one day someone's going to do something about it. I recommend a trip to either China or anywhere where there are lots of Chinese tourists. Once you have experienced Chinese line cutting, you will never ever complain about the occasional line cutters back home again. Being nonchalant or putting down somebody who excitedly tells you about their accomplishment or work, or whatever. Someone I'm sort of friends with did this. I went on a field trip with my sports med intensive, and we went to a place that has helicopters for airlifts to hospitals. I got a picture of myself in the helicopter, and I excitedly told my friend that I got to sit in a helicopter, and showed him the picture. He told me that it wasn't a big deal, since he had been in a helicopter. I think I told him that I don't give a frick if he's been in one, since I hadn't, and I just wanted him to be happy for me. Then a couple of people around us told him that he was kinda being a jerk. He still hasn't told me that he was happy for me. I'm not sure the word for it, but doing that thing where people always invalidate your feelings by one-upping with their own. Like, you think your job is stressful? Try having my job. You're proud of something your kid did today. My kid did something even better last year. You're not feeling well. Well, I've been sick for weeks and haven't taken a single day off. I had a friend like this in college. I was a psych major. She was a forensic science major. Her and all the science majors thought they were better than all the psych/criminal justice majors. Sophomore year was rough because I would open my mouth to vent about whatever was stressing me out, and she'd interrupt and say, at least you don't have to take orgo. Yes, orgo is hard. I even struggled with basic chemical, but that doesn't mean what I have on my plate is less than what you have on yours. Parking space theft. When some owner's clearly sitting there waiting for it. I watched my friend try to park her car in the college parking lot. She followed this person and waited quite a bit for them to leave. The car behind her honked, so she eventually gave up and drove away. Well, the car that honked sat and waited themselves for that parking spot. It was so clever, but so rude. My friend shouldn't have moved, since there was enough space for that other vehicle to go around her. Parking space theft is a gamble. I've heard people say they would scratch up a car that did that to them. I never would, to be clear, but I've seen enough cars scratched up that makes me think some people out there do go through with it. Blocking a doorway or a path so someone has to try squeeze past. It's not a power move, it just makes them look like a jerk. This happens so often. I can't stand people who do this. They have a chat or answer a call in a doorway or in the middle of a busy sidewalk or exit. What you are doing is not urgent and doesn't require the flow of pedestrians to be stopped. Just go to the side. There are so many instances where people think they are making power moves when really they are just being a jerk because it feels good and they think it's okay since the people around them encourage it/do the same thing. Oh my god. It pisses me off when people stop and talk in front of a doorway or stairs and even escalators. You have to squeeze past them. I'm always so tempted to shove them so hard they'll fall over. I usually just give a very cold excuse me and a nice stare. If they don't move enough, I make sure to bump them as I pass. When people only come around or hit you up when they need something and don't reply when you need them. I have a friend that mostly just calls me to talk to my brother. I eventually stopped responding. It's sad because I really wanted to be friends and was only feeling a little bit awkward cause we weren't close yet, and then she pulls this. I feel used. I'll never forget this one guy when we were in university. He loved looking me up so I could tutor him and help him with his homework. From time to time he'd regale me with stories of all these awesome things he'd do with other people. Last weekend me and my friends took this road off the highway and wound up at this idyllic ponds. Spent hours swimming etc etc. Well, one day he was running short on cash for the tutoring and asked for it for free and I refused. He said, "Come on, we're friends aren't we?" And I said to him, "No, not really. You only ever come my way when you need tutoring or help with your homework. Our relationship is purely transactional. He was stomped, but didn't have an answer, because it was true. Other people I tutored and helped got invested, and got to know me at a personal level, even took me out for random outings, and introduced me to their other circle of friends. He didn't get free lessons, but my friends did. Ditching your friend to hang out with someone else. Seriously. My best friend in high school used to do this all the time when someone would walk up to him while he and I were walking together from class to class. He'd just up and leave me to walk and talk with them. He was a popular dude, but it was incredibly disrespectful. Oh my god. My friend did this as well, and then acted like I was clingy and wouldn't let her have other friends when I called her out for it. Oh no, you can have as many friends as you want, just don't abandon one for another mid-conversation. She never understood why it upset me. I agree, it's incredibly disrespectful. I got yelled at by a friend who wanted me to ditch a friend to hang out with them. I remember the text too. You're a real piece of crap, you know that, right? Great negotiating skills there. God, this happened to me once so badly. It was a small party at my place to see friends I hadn't seen in a year since I moved out of the state. 2 of my friends came, but left barely after an hour because they had plans with just each other to go watch movies at one of their homes. Like, what the frick? Just tell me you didn't want to see me / come at all. Not cleaning up after yourself in communal places like public toilets. It's really not that hard to pick up that toilet brush and send your sticky crap on its merry way. The worst example of this though. I lived in a housing for students by a university. I guess most of the people there were pampered to hell and back because they could not clean up after themselves for crap. I'm talking about eating a chicken and leaving the bones in the sink with a garbage bin. But a couple of meters away, I had a roommate like this. She grew up with a maid, and I would come out in the kitchen and there would literally be trash on the counters and the floor. I politely asked her to use the trash bin more than once, and suddenly, when I got mad about it, I was the jerk. I remember asking her, what the frick do we even have a garbage can for if you're not going to use it? People like that are disgusting. I don't know how they live on their own. I was rarely home because I couldn't stand her. Not only did she do stupid crap like that, but I caught her opening my mail including stuff that was coming from the Social Security Administration. One time, we almost got evicted because the place was so bad due to me getting sick of cleaning up after her and then never being home. I had to hurry up and clean the apartment, and a year later I brought it up and she said she never remembered that happening. I'm just glad I don't have to live with her anymore. She wasn't very good about paying her bills on time either. When I started college at a fancy pants private school, I later transferred to larger public university. There were 2 lacrosse players who would literally just dump their trash in the hallway. Like, they would scrape macaroni and cheese out of the bowl and onto the carpeted hallway floor. Their excuse was that we hired people to keep the common areas clean. It sucked so hard because to access the elevator, common rooms, or bathrooms, I had to leap over their trash mound. For some reason they never got in trouble for it. Apparently it didn't go so hot for them once they moved into the upperclassmen dorms and someone much bigger than them stepped barefoot into their scrambled eggs. Parking in a handicap spot because you will only be a minute. I saw a car with no tag parked in a handicap spot once, and then a handicapped guy just straight parked behind him, got himself and his chair out, and proceeded to go about his shopping. I waited for the other guy to come out so I could see his reaction. He just walked around confused, like he didn't know what was going on, swearing under his breath. I laughed my butt off. I could taste the justice. I actually once reported a lady to the non-emergency police number for it. Officer swerved in right as they were about to leave. I went in and got groceries while they worked out whatever. Apparently the lady sweet talked him out of a ticket with the whole tight schedule. Doing stuff for my family BS. I know this was BS because she waited for me to get done shopping to yell at me to F off and then drive away. Don't tell me your schedule packed if you have time to wait for someone to finish shopping so you can cuss them out for reporting your jerk deeds. I had temporary handicap parking for almost 2 years after I had 2 hip surgeries 8 months apart. After the first month of both, I never used it, except at school in the student parking lot, because there were always open spots. I just felt wrong getting out of my car and walking away without crutches. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more videos like this. Don't forget to leave your stories in the comments below.